Hello there! In this video I will be carving two jack-o'-lanterns in the style of Kpop Demon Hunters. I've got these cool tools that my mom found on Amazon, and another little set of pumpkin carving tools, and my Swiss Army knife. First I cleaned off the outside with some vinegar water to help preserve the pumpkins and hopefully deter any hungry squirrels. Then for both pumpkins, I flipped them upside down and cut a hole in the bottom. I used to cut holes in the top of the pumpkin around the stem, but I started doing it this way, and it's a lot easier to level out the bottom of the pumpkin so that they're less wobbly, and you don't have to deal with the outer stem kind of shrinking and falling inside the pumpkin after a couple days. And it's easier to set this right on top of a candle instead of trying to stick your hand in an old slimy pumpkin. After I cut out the bottom and removed all the seeds and guts, I scraped the inner walls a bunch with this metal spoon to help them thin out and make it easier to carve later on. Next, I drew on the design that I wanted to carve out with a dry erase marker. Dry erase markers are nice because if you make a mistake or you want to change something, you can just take a little rubbing alcohol and erase it. If you have seen the Netflix movie Kpop Demon Hunters, you will know who I am drawing. This is Derpy Tiger. I first heard of Kpop Demon Hunters in June when it came out, and I thought it was the most ridiculous title ever. I was like, what on earth is that even about? Why are people watching this? Why is this popular? And then eventually I watched it in August, and I understand now. I get the hype. It was actually really good. I have now seen it 4 times, and I listen to the songs every day on the way home from work, and I was so enamored with it that I decided to make 2 jack-o'-lanterns based on it. I'm normally very skeptical about new movies, new books, new music, new shows, whatever is modern and trendy. I tend to avoid it. And I'm just very picky and careful about what I consume, and so it did take me a while to watch Kpop Demon Hunters. I watched a couple of reviewers that I trust, and I'm really glad I tried it. If you don't keep up with my YouTube shorts, then I highly encourage you to go check out the drawings I did of Rumi, Mira, and Zoe a few weeks back. For this jack-o'-lantern, I mainly used a little saw that came with one of those pumpkin carving kits and my Swiss Army knife. I also used one of those tools from the fancy kit to score and stab little guide holes for the harder to carve parts. And for the pupils and teeth, I shaved off that outer layer of skin to make them a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner, so that the light will shine through them a little bit differently, and to differentiate the long fangs that go outside of the mouth. Once I finished with Derpy Tiger, I moved on to the magpie. Normally I don't wear gloves to carve pumpkins because I usually do it inside, but I was outside and I live in Idaho, so it's cold, and I didn't want my hands to get all cold and chapped. After I cut out the wing, I realized that I still wanted part of it in there so that I could have a little round lighter part after I shave off some of the outer skin, but because I had already cut it completely out, I just took 2 toothpicks, stuck them in, and stuck it back into the pumpkin. Once they were done, I waited for night and then set up 2 candles each outside. And here's the results. They turned out so good, and I totally free-handed them. I didn't use a stencil. I'm so proud of myself. Tell me which one your favorite is in the comments. And don't forget to check out my Huntrix drawing shorts and my Inktober shorts. I have a whole playlist of those. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!